I hope you all are doing well. We will continue our lectures on examples of microbes in biocontrol agent. We have discussed exactly in layman language what is biocontrol agent, क्या होता है. We have to target any particular pest and have to kill that such that environment is not affected. Why? Because we are not using any chemicals. We are using organisms. With the help of them, we are detecting that which organism will exactly kill any particular harmful pest. उसका basic example हमने देखा था Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus, rod-shaped microorganism known as bacteria. The full name is Bacillus thuringiensis. उसके strain का नाम है. That is in the form of spore. जब वाटर के साथ मिक्स किया, उसको स्प्रे किया, किस प्लांट के ऊपर स्प्रे किया? दैट वाज ब्रेसिका. जब भी लार्वा, एग्जांपल butterflies are keeping eggs, they are laying eggs. On basis of that, larva are released after some period of time. अगर वो larva उस particular leaf को खाते हैं, afterwards that particular toxin of Bacillus thuringiensis will enter into their gut, and that toxin is released inside their gut, and afterwards that particular larva is killed. There only the whole picture is over. Exactly, we are killing any specific larva with the help of microbes. This is nothing but microbial biocontrol agent. And हमने देखा था ladybird किसको kill करती है? They are killing aphids. Then we have seen that mosquitoes, they are being get rid of or are being killed by very well dragonflies. Fine. Now further we'll move on to our upcoming topic, very important topic. That is Bt cotton. What is Bt cotton? How name is being derived? From where this name came? Who is responsible? Bt यानी कि आपको पता चल जाना चाहिए. हमने जो भी अगले लेक्चर में डिस्कस किया था वो था Bacillus thuringiensis. उसको शॉर्ट में क्या बोलते हैं? Bt. We'll see here. Exactly in this lecture we will discuss about something very new. Genetic engineering. Engineering यानी कि कुछ ऐसा वैसे करके कुछ नया करना. और एग्जैक्टली हम लोग कहाँ पे इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं? वी आर इंजीनियरिंग पर्टिकुलर जीन्स इनसाइड द प्लांट. वी आर एडिंग समथिंग इनसाइड द प्लांट. अभी तक क्या हो रहा था? वी वर जस्ट स्प्रेइंग. Bacillus thuringiensis लिया, हमने स्पोर और वाटर को मिक्स किया और प्लांट के ऊपर स्प्रे किया. नाउ वी डोंट वांट टू स्प्रे आल्सो. We are using again more and more advanced technique. Now we want to get inside the plant. अब हम क्या करेंगे? जो भी Bacillus thuringiensis के जीन्स होंगे, फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज Bt जीन, जो हमने किसमें से लिया है? Bacillus thuringiensis में. वो Bt जीन हम कहाँ पे इंसर्ट करेंगे? We will insert in the cotton plant. This is a cotton plant. I hope I have drawn something which looks like cotton plant. This is a cotton plant where they have inserted Bt, that is Bacillus thuringiensis gene. यहाँ पे ऐड करने के बाद अब क्या होगा? No tension at all. Whole plant is resistant of caterpillars and butterflies. If they eat, then also the plant is resistant. क्यों? क्योंकि already हमने अंदर Bt का जीन डाल दिया है. That is Bacillus thuringiensis का जीन already अंदर है. So they are now resistant. Now easily their growth can take place and their development can take place. In the same way, if we talk about we are taking vaccines, our body is recognizing something or some viruses when they are coming inside our body. Prior to that, our body is recognizing. Why? We are taking vaccines. That's why we are safe enough. In the same way here, by doing genetic engineering, that is by taking the genes from Bt, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, we are adding in cotton plant. So now it is known as Bt cotton. इसीलिए प्लांट कौन सा है? कॉटन का. जीन कहाँ से लिया? Bacillus thuringiensis में से. Now it is known as Bt cotton. And now the whole plant becomes resistant to pest. कोई भी यहाँ पे आएगा, कैटरपिलर आया, खाया लीव्स को, इट्स ओके. वो लोग लीव्स को खाएंगे, वो लोग किल हो जाएंगे अपने आप ही. क्यों? क्योंकि ऑलरेडी प्लांट में Bacillus thuringiensis का जीन प्रेजेंट है. So now there is no tension. This is a more advanced technique known as genetic engineering. I hope you are getting. Engineering means here we are adding the gene, that is Bacillus thuringiensis का जो माइक्रोब है उसको हमने कॉटन के प्लांट में डाला है ऑलरेडी. हम स्प्रे नहीं कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा ज्यादा यूनिक टेक्निक है. वी आर एडिंग इनसाइड दिस पर्टिकुलर प्लांट such that whole plant becomes resistant to the pest. For lifetime, जब तक वो plant है तब तक वो caterpillars और butterflies या larvae से वो resistant रहेगा. I hope you are clear till this point. Now the second example is Trichoderma. It is a free living fungi. It is a free living fungi. Fungi का नाम क्या है? The name is Trichoderma polysporum. Trichoderma polysporum. Now, if sometimes in exams it is being asked in detail, then you have to remember this name, Trichoderma polysporum, the name of fungi, and what is derived from that fungi known as Trichoderma. It is commonly present in the root ecosystem. कहाँ पे देखा जा सकता है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा? It is present in the root ecosystem, and it is playing its important role over there in root ecosystem. Next, it is releasing something known as cyclosporin A. इससे पहले हमने जब भी डिस्कस किया था टेबल, we have discussed about acids, organic acid, lactic acid, we have discussed about alcohol, we have discussed about enzymes, which enzymes are produced. During that time हमने देखा था cyclosporin A. तो अभी cyclosporin A का फंक्शन क्या है? To suppress the immune system. जब भी कोई ट्रांसप्लांटेशन करते हैं हमारे बॉडी में, it can be kidney transplantation for example, तो तब फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी बॉडी में वो किडनी ट्रांसप्लांटेशन किया लेकिन बॉडी ने एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, तो इम्यून सिस्टम को सप्रेस करने के लिए व्हाट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल क्या दिया जाता है? साइक्लोस्पोरिन ए. कौन रिलीज करता है? ट्राइकोडर्मा. फ्रॉम वेयर? फंगी नेम ट्राइकोडर्मा पॉलीस्पोरम. आई होप this lecture is clear to you all. Again, we discussed about genetic engineering of Bacillus thuringiensis gene. जो हमने Bacillus thuringiensis gene है वो लेके कॉटन के प्लांट में डाला तो बन गया बीटी कॉटन. अभी पूरा का पूरा प्लांट कौन सा जीन उसमें प्रेजेंट है? Bacillus thuringiensis का, जो किसको कील करते हैं? बटरफ्लाइज एंड कैटरपिलर्स. तो अभी जब भी वो आएंगे they will eat the leaves but plant won't be affected. Why? Because they are already resistant to them. दूसरा हमने डिस्कस किया, we discussed about Trichoderma. They are fungi named Trichoderma polysporum. They are releasing cyclosporin A, which is responsible to suppress the immune system, and they are exactly present in the root ecosystem. So stay tuned for the next lecture. I'll be putting ahead of this video one video which will show you how exactly genetic engineering is done in BT cotton plants. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Hello, I am Mohan Jilal, a farmer. I live here with my children and a supporting wife. We own a small plot of 2-acre agricultural land where we cultivate cotton. Life has not been so easy for us. Since previous years, our fields have been getting infested with bollworms, which are destroying our cotton crop. This year, we have been working extra hard and giving more sprays of pesticides to save our crops. I wonder how relaxing and assuring it would be if my crops are fully pest-free this year. Finally, I would be able to save for my family's future. These pests have damaged more than half of my crops, much more than they did last year, even though I gave more sprays against bollworm. Our entire work and money on seeds, fertilizers, water and pesticides has gone down the drain.
Mohan, our fields are mostly damaged. Let's immediately go to the village heads and discuss our problem with them.
Our cotton crops have been suffering from bollworm infestation, and they eat away healthy crops and destroy the produce. Farmers like us have incurred heavy losses in spite of all efforts.
Everyone, calm down. Maybe if we consult a scientific expert about this problem, then we may find a solution.
Welcome. I am Dr. Patil, an agricultural scientist.
Doctor, we are facing the increasing problem of bollworm infestation, even after increasing the usage of pesticides.
Okay. First, let me explain something about the pests and the pesticides. While pesticides do kill these pests, but with repeated application over the years, the pests develop resistance to the pesticides, which makes them ineffective. This is true for any pesticide used against any pest, including, for example, the malaria-causing mosquito. But luckily, scientific advancement has provided a new solution against bollworm. Look, these are BT seeds, which look like any other seed. These are nothing but technically advanced GM seeds, which are capable of fighting the bollworm, saving the cotton crop from pest damage. Let me further elaborate on the use of GMO seeds and their benefit. All the organisms in this world possess small structures called genes that determine their characteristics like shape, size, color, etc. BT seeds have been modified by adding a new gene that enables cotton plant to resist bollworm attack. This gene is taken from a bacterium living in soil called Bacillus thuringiensis, BT. BT bacterium is known for a long time to kill some pests, and it is used as sprays on crops. The gene which provides the property of killing bollworm is inserted in the plant using the genetic engineering technique, much different from conventional breeding involving cross-pollinations. The only difference in the cultivation of GM and non-GM crops is that you need a strip of non-BT seeds around the BT fields. This is called refuge. It prevents the insects from becoming resistant to BT and eating the BT plants. This area can be subjected to insecticide sprays as recommended. By adopting BT seeds, your insecticide consumption will decrease considerably. But you need to use insecticides for other pests as BT crop is not resistant to every insect and pest. For best results, follow measures such as need-based application of insecticide sprays for other pests and adopt good cultural practices like keeping the field clean of cotton stubble and crop leftovers and ploughing of land after harvest so that the resting stages of the insects in the soil get destroyed.
Are these seeds expensive?
Yes, but the seeds will give you 40 to 50% more production and reduce insecticide use by 30 to 40%, which will make your cultivation more profitable.
Doctor, I have one more question. Can eating BT cotton leaves affect our cattle?
No, the BT toxin specifically attacks bollworms and related insects. No other animal including cattle, sheep, goats or humans are affected by it. Also, some people believe that there is something like the Terminator gene present in the GM plants, which makes the plant unable to produce fertile seed. But that is completely not true. I hope all your doubts are cleared.
Yes, doctor. Thank you on behalf of all the farmers for an insight into BT crops. We are much more hopeful now. Plants have started attaining height with healthy flowers and fruits. Thanks to BT seeds, there is no sign of any infestation. Fortunately, this time we have much better harvest. All of us are so happy. Thanks to Dr. Patil, after a very long time, we finally had an educative and fruitful experience. Today our village seems beautiful and abundant with lush, healthy fields. Oh look, Dr. Patil is here.
I just came to see your happy faces. But I must tell you that though this technology is very useful, it is not a magic wand and cannot solve all the pest and disease problems afflicting cotton. Kindly remain updated with the latest developments and also use BT seeds with proper refuge. And let's hope that your village stays as abundant and beautiful as it looks now.
Welcome to Pestibites from the National Pesticide Information Center at Oregon State University.
Hi, I'm Colton with the National Pesticide Information Center, here to talk with you about Bacillus thuringiensis, which is also known as BT. We'll talk about what it is, how it works, and its toxicity. BT is actually a group of closely related soil microbes. Each type of BT makes a different kind of protein that is toxic to specific groups of insects. When these insects eat the protein, it changes shape and attaches to the insect gut wall, creating holes in it. Soon after, these insect larvae stop feeding and they eventually die. In contrast, when people eat the same proteins, they don't change shape and they don't cause us harm. BT is found in over 180 pest control products. These products generally contain a mixture of BT toxins. Varieties are only effective for certain types of insects. For example, BT Kurostaki products are used on garden plants to control caterpillars. Products with BT israelensis are used around water to control immature flies and mosquitoes. Additionally, some plants such as corn, cotton, and potatoes have been engineered to produce their own BT toxins. This is done by copying certain pieces of DNA from BT and putting them into a plant's DNA. Plants use this DNA like an instruction manual to produce BT toxins within its own tissues. That way, when insect larvae eat the plant tissues, they're exposed to the toxins. This form of genetic change in plants can reduce overall pesticide spraying to control insects. And when people eat these plants, the toxins do not work on us or cause us harm. In the environment, when BT and its toxins land on surfaces, sunlight breaks them down quickly. They are also broken down by other microbes in the soil. However, breakdown is generally slower below the soil surface where it's dark. In soil, BT typically stays in the top several inches. There, it remains dormant until extra nutrients become available. In water, BT is not known to reproduce. Now that you know a little bit more about what BT is, let's discuss its toxicity to people. Exposure to BT can occur if you eat it, touch it, or breathe it in. Once inside your body, BT does not reproduce, causing infections. Rather, most of it is broken down and rapidly leaves our body. The proteins that kill insects are also broken down. BT is low in toxicity to people and animals. However, some BT products can irritate the eyes and skin in dust form or at very high concentrations. In most studies where animals ate, breathed, or were injected with BT, exposure did not cause any health problems. In a long-term animal study, eating BT did not lead to the development of cancer. In one study, rats were fed high daily doses of BT for 2 years. Some females did not gain as much weight as normal. However, in another study, human volunteers ate or inhaled and ate BT for several days. None of these volunteers became sick. Looking for more in-depth information? Check out our fact sheet online or give us a call. Remember, pregnant women and other folks can always reduce their risk by reducing their exposure to chemicals, including any pesticide. Also, while children may be more sensitive to pesticides, there are no studies showing that children are especially sensitive to BT. Among wildlife, the toxicity of BT is generally low. For example, BT is low in toxicity to mammals, birds, fish, and shrimp. It also failed to cause infection. However, impurities produced with BT can cause indirect toxicity to some non-targets. For example, depending on the BT variety, toxicity to water fleas, an important part of the food web, ranges from low to high. Also, several varieties of BT are low in toxicity to honeybees, but one variety is highly toxic to honeybees. There is little or no evidence of direct toxicity to many other non-target insects. Finally, let's discuss some ways that you can keep your risk low. Because there is some level of risk to both you and the environment with pesticides, be sure to consider all of your options before you use a pesticide. For example, you can reduce breeding places for mosquitoes by replacing bird bath water daily and eliminating standing water from other areas around your home. If you have decided to apply a product, always follow the label instructions. In the case of spraying plants in your yard or garden, think about applying during calm weather and keeping others inside until the product has settled out of the air and dried on surfaces. For water treatments, make sure that children and pets are unable to access the product. Thanks for watching. Remember, you can call us or check out our website to dig deeper.
Pestabytes are brought to you by the National Pesticide Information Center, a cooperative agreement between Oregon State University and the Environmental Protection Agency.
Hello students, I hope you all are doing well. Today we'll be continuing our next topic, that is baculovirus. Till now, what we have discussed about genetic engineering. Now you must be obviously knowing what is genetic engineering. We have discussed in that particular point about Bt cotton plant. We discussed about Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis is a bacteria जिसके जीन्स को लेके उसको किस में डाला जाता है, प्लांट्स में. ये सब हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why we are doing this? We are doing this because we want biocontrol agents. हमें ऐसे इंसेक्टिसाइड्स और पेस्टिसाइड्स को यूज नहीं करना है जिसकी वजह से पूरा एनवायरनमेंट इज गेटिंग हार्मफुल और द एनिमल्स एंड ह्यूमन बीइंग्स स्टेइंग ऑन अर्थ आर गेटिंग हार्मफुल इफेक्ट. We don't want that insecticide, we don't want that pesticides, we don't want that weedicides that are present in ground and soil. So what we want something which will be replacing that insecticide and pesticide and which will also be not harmful to the environment. So for that, what is needed? Biocontrol agents. Now for that making of biocontrol agent, we have seen very basic example of Bt cotton. उसमें हमने किया था genetic engineering. Rarely before that, उससे पहले क्या करते थे? We were spraying the Bacillus thuringiensis bacterium genes on particular plants. Plants से spray करते थे. उसकी वजह से जब भी कोई caterpillar या जब भी कोई butterfly उस पे आता था leaves को eat करने के लिए, they will eat, it will go into their gut and they will be killed off. जब वो toxin उनके gut में जाके release होगा तो वो लोग क्या होंगे? किल हो जाएंगे. उसकी जगह पे हमने कुछ और नई यूनिक टेक्निक पसंद की है. The name of that unique technique is genetic engineering. The name itself suggests genes. Genes, किसके genes? Bacillus thuringiensis genes are taken out. They are transferred into the plant. Now we are taking Bt genes, that is Bacillus thuringiensis genes. We are keeping in which plant? Cotton plant. So the name was given, that was known as Bt cotton. Now this Bt cotton plant is totally resistant against any caterpillar or any butterflies if they are coming to feed that particular leaves. क्यों? क्योंकि obvious है उसके पूरे plants में उनके genes हैं. किसके genes हैं? Bacillus thuringiensis के. So the plant is now resistant to that particular pest who is coming and eating or feeding on particular leaves. कैटरपिलर और बटरफ्लाइज कॉटन के प्लांट में रहेंगे तो उसका ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट नहीं होगा. अभी हमने क्या किया है? वी हैव इंसर्टेड Bacillus thuringiensis genes. So obvious है now it will be killing that particular pest. कौन से पेस्ट हैं? That are harmful, caterpillar and butterflies. अब वो genes क्या करेंगे? They will identify. Now whenever they will eat the leaves, अभी plant resistant हो गया है, so अभी उसको कोई भी असर नहीं होगी, कितने भी leaves वो आके खा जाए. At last they will enter into their gut and they will be killed. What will be the positive effect? Plant will have proper growth and proper development. That was genetic engineering. Then we have discussed about Trichoderma polysporum. That was particular fungi which was being present as a free living being in the roots of plant. कहाँ पे present होते हैं? In the roots of plant. They are coiled in the roots of plant in such a manner that they help the plant to get rid of harmful pests as well as that particular Trichoderma polysporum is releasing something that is cyclosporin A. वो क्या रिलीज करता है? Cyclosporin A. That particular cyclosporin A is responsible in another manner to reduce the particular immune disease. That is, it is acting as immune suppressive system. Now we'll move forward to our today's topic, that is baculovirus. What is baculovirus? Where it is present? What is the function of baculovirus? Please look forward. Baculovirus attacks insects and arthropods. वो किसको अटैक करते हैं? They are attacking insects and they are attacking arthropods. But which type of insects and arthropods who are harmful to particular plant species? They are acting as a biocontrol agents. So obvious, we need something who act as a biocontrollers, and baculovirus are acting as biocontrollers. Third point, where they are present, कहाँ पे पाए जाते हैं? In the genus named. This is very 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 important. Nucleopolyhedrovirus. They are present in the genus of Nucleopolyhedrovirus. Now स्पेसिफिकली अगर हम इसको ले, न्यूक्लियो यानी कि न्यूक्लियस, न्यूक्लियो यानी कि न्यूक्लियस, किसके न्यूक्लियस में? इन द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ पॉलीहेड्रोवायरस. दे आर प्रेजेंट इन द न्यूक्लियस ऑफ पॉलीहेड्रोवायरस, सो इट इज टुगेदर नोन एज न्यूक्लियोपॉलीहेड्रोवायरस. As they are present in nucleopolyhedrovirus, and this particular polyhedrovirus is species specific. कैसे स्पेसिफिक है? दे आर स्पीसीज स्पेसिफिक, यानी कि वो कोई पर्टिकुलर स्पीसीज पे ही इफेक्ट देंगे, उसके अलावा किसी और को भी इफेक्ट नहीं करेंगे. यानी कि अभी हमारा गोल क्या है? वी डोंट हैव टू किल ऑल द पेस्ट, वी जस्ट हैव टू किल. किसको हमें किल करना है? जो प्लांट के लिए हार्मफुल है. तो यहाँ पे वो बात आ गई, दे आर स्पीसीज स्पेसिफिक. तो ये क्या करेगा? जो स्पीसीज प्लांट के लिए हार्मफुल होंगी उसको ही किल करेगा, किसी और को किल करेगा नहीं. यानी कि दे आर नैरो स्पेक्ट्रम इंसेक्टिसाइड. द पॉइंट के नैरो स्पेक्ट्रम यानी कि बहुत ज्यादा डाइवर्स पेस्ट को किल नहीं करेगा, लेकिन नैरो यानी कि कम पेस्ट को किल करेगा. जो कैसे होगा? those who are harmful to particular plants. So it is also known as narrow spectrum insecticide. Narrow spectrum, you are getting my point. Those who are killing only small amount or small diverse pest, not total pest. जो जितनी भी पेस्ट प्रेजेंट है प्लांट्स के साइड में, सारी की सारी पेस्ट को नहीं किल करेगा. We know that pest, some of the pests are harmful, some of the pests are useful. The useful pest को kill नहीं करना है. Who is being killed? Harmful pest. So they are also known as narrow spectrum insecticide. They don't have negative impact on plant, animal, birds, fish or any other species. We wanted this thing to happen. अभी तक क्या कर रहे थे? Insecticide, pesticides, weedicide. They were having negative effect on human beings. They were having negative impact on environment. They were having negative impact towards animals. But this particular baculovirus, which is present in the genus of Nucleopolyhedrovirus, which is species specific, which is narrow spectrum insecticide, वो उसका कौन सा इफेक्ट नहीं है? They are not having any negative impact. That's why they are very useful biocontrol agent. Why? Because they are not harming environment, they are not harming birds, plants, animals, species. कोई ऐसे इंसेक्ट्स जो यूजफुल है उनको हार्म नहीं कर रहे, किल नहीं कर रहे, इसलिए वो हमारे लिए बेस्ट बायोकंट्रोल एजेंट है. आई होप दैट टुडेज टॉपिक अबाउट baculovirus which I am explaining you are getting it thoroughly. Now, कहाँ पे ये न्यूक्लियोपोलीहेड्रोवायरस का हम लोग यूज करेंगे? कौन सी जगह पे, कहाँ पे उसका नीड है? सी हियर, दिस न्यूक्लियोपोलीहेड्रोवायरस आर ओनली एंड ओनली desired, they are required when there is integrated pest management. You have to remember this, IPM. I means integrated, together, pest management. When there is particular ecological sensitive area, ecological means ecosystem, diverse ecosystem है, लेकिन उस ecosystem में बहुत कम पेस्ट प्रेजेंट है, बहुत कम प्लांट्स प्रेजेंट है, तो वो हो गया सेंसिटिव एरिया। यानी कि हमें वहाँ पे पेस्ट को कैसे किल करना है, वी हैव टू लुक टू पर्टिकुलर पेस्ट, वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई देम, वी हैव टू बिकम फेमिलियर विद देयर लाइफ साइकिल। हमने इसके प्रीवियस लेक्चर में देखा था कि हमें कौन से बायो कंट्रोल मेजर्स को ध्यान में रखना है। वी हैव टू लुक लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ द पेस्ट, we have to be familiar to that paste, we have to know the feeding pattern of the paste, we have to know the habitat of the paste। तो पेस्ट की सारी चीजें हमें ध्यान में रखनी है, तभी जाके हम कोई एक हार्मफुल पेस्ट को पकड़ पाएंगे और उसके अगेंस्ट कोई हम बायो कंट्रोल एजेंट बना के फिर उसको किल कर डालेंगे। ठीक है, तो जो इकोलॉजिकल सेंसिटिव एरियाज होंगे जहाँ पे बहुत सारे पेस्ट नहीं है, उसी एरियाज में वी हैव टू गेट दिस डिजायर्ड न्यूक्लियोपॉलीहेड्रोवायरस। न्यूक्लियोपॉलीहेड्रोवायरस आर डिजायर्ड व्हेन देयर इज इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, यानी कि व्हेन ecological sensitive areas are being treated, that particular area requires baculovirus, they require baculovirus। क्यों? क्योंकि ऑलरेडी वो एरिया कैसा है, इकोलॉजिकली सेंसिटिव है। इकोलॉजिकली सेंसिटिव है यानी कि कम पेस्ट प्रेजेंट है, तो ऑब्वियस है इस बायो कंट्रोल एजेंट को यूज करेंगे तो वो स्पेसिफिक पेस्ट को ही किल करेंगे और कोई भी पेस्ट को हार्मफुल इफेक्ट नहीं होगी। ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल अबाउट baculovirus and somewhat about previous lecture. We will again repeat the lecture. In the previous lecture we have discussed about genetic engineering, that was Bacillus thuringiensis inserted in Bt cotton plant, together known as Bt cotton. Then we have discussed about Trichoderma polysporum, जो fungi है, free living fungi है, जो रूट्स में रहते हैं और प्लांट्स को पेस्ट के हार्मफुल इफेक्ट से बचाते हैं, जो साइक्लोस्पोरिन ए रिलीज करते हैं। एंड नेक्स्ट आवर टुडेज टॉपिक बैक्यूलोवायरस, वो किसको किल करते हैं, इंसेक्ट और आर्थ्रोपोड्स, लेकिन वो सबसे अच्छे बायो कंट्रोल एजेंट्स हैं। कहाँ पे पाए जाते हैं, दे आर प्रेजेंट इन जीनस ऑफ न्यूक्लियोपॉलीहेड्रोवायरस। Exactly why? Because nucleo, that is nucleus of polyhedrovirus is species specific, कोई एक पर्टिकुलर स्पीसीज को ही किल करेगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर आर हजारों स्पीसीज हैं, ठीक है, अभी इन हजारों स्पीसीज में से वो कोई एक स्पेसिफिक 1 to 2 स्पीसीज को ही किल करेगा, बाकी की सारी स्पीसीज वो ऐसे ही सेफ रहेंगी। तो हमें ऐसा स्पीसीज स्पेसिफिक चाहिए। नैरो स्पेक्ट्रम इंसेक्टिसाइड होगा, यानी कि बहुत कम पेस्ट को किल करेगा। दे डोंट हैव एनी नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑन प्लांट, एनिमल, बर्ड्स, फिश एंड अदर इंसेक्ट्स, एज वेल एज दे आर डिजायर्ड व्हेन देयर इज इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, और जहाँ पे इकोलॉजिकल सेंसिटिव एरियाज है, जहाँ पे पेस्ट कम है, वहाँ पे वी आर यूजिंग बैक्यूलोवायरस दैट आर प्रेजेंट इन जीनस न्यूक्लियोपॉलीहेड्रोवायरस। I hope this lecture is clear to you all. Stay tuned for upcoming lecture. Thank you. Hello students, I hope you all are doing well, and we will continue our lecture from where we left in the last lecture, that was baculovirus. We discussed about what is baculovirus, where they are present. They are present in nucleopolyhedrovirus, which are very species specific. As they are species specific, so they will give us narrow spectrum insecticide, यानी कि वो वही पेस्ट को किल करेगा जो हमारे लिए कैसे है, हार्मफुल है, जो प्लांट्स के लिए हार्मफुल है, एंड जो हमारे एनवायरमेंट को हार्म नहीं करेगा। सो वी विल यूज दैट टाइप ऑफ बायो कंट्रोल एजेंट्स which are not harmful to human beings as well as animals, as well as they will only be species specific. We discussed about why they are being used or where they are being used. That was very important. It is used only in ecological sensitive areas. We will move on forward. We will look to the next topic. Our today's topic is microbes as biofertilizer. Microbes का यूज हमने एज ए बायो कंट्रोल एजेंट्स तो देखा। नाउ हाउ दे आर यूज एज फर्टिलाइजर्स। बायो कंट्रोल यानी कि क्या था, प्लांट्स को अगर कोई पेस्ट हार्म कर रहा है, उसके ग्रोथ को रिटार्ड कर रहा है, देन वी आर किलिंग दैट पेस्ट एंड देन वी आर अलाउइंग प्रॉपर ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ प्लांट। अभी क्या जरूरत पड़ी, वी वांट बायो फर्टिलाइजर। अभी तक हम कौन से फर्टिलाइजर्स यूज कर रहे थे, we were using chemical fertilizers. What are chemical fertilizers? The fertilizers which are having harmful chemicals which will then pollute the environment. So that type of chemicals we don't want, but we want such type of fertilizers that are being made with the help of microbes and which are also not polluting the environment. So here we will look forward to microbes as biofertilizers. Next point, agriculture yield. Now अभी आपको पता है, we want more and more crops to be grown. Why? Population is increasing day by day. हर रोज population increase हो रही है. Because of increase in population, more and more food is being consumed by human beings. More and more expectations are there to get more and more things out of that fields, out of the farms. Now, if population is increasing, then agriculture yield need also to be increased more and more. Yield यानी कि whatever product we are getting, how much product or how in what amount we are getting. So we need highest. This arrow means we need increased amount of agriculture yield. If we need increased amount of agriculture yield, then more and more chemical fertilizers are used. If more and more chemical fertilizers are used, then at last they will create some problem, and that problem is mainly attacking human beings. Why? Increasing pollution. Increasing pollution, then it damages ozone layer. It damages ozone layer. It damages the environment. So we cannot stay safe in this on this particular earth. At some point, there will come a time when there is no proper environment at all. So either we cannot get proper enough amount of oxygen, because of which day by day the lifespan of human beings are decreasing. So there is only single point, सिर्फ एक चीज की वजह से पूरा का पूरा लाइफ साइकिल डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है. Again we will look forward to this. Agriculture yield increased. Why? Population is increasing, agriculture yield is increasing. Chemical fertilizers are used more and more, which creates problem. Which type of problem? Increasing pollution in the environment. I hope ये पॉइंट आपको क्लियर हो गया है. एग्रीकल्चर ज़्यादा चाहिए होगा, एग्रीकल्चर यील्ड ज़्यादा चाहिए है, तो उसके लिए क्रॉप ज़्यादा ग्रो करो. क्रॉप्स को फिर ग्रो करने के लिए फर्टिलाइजर यूज़ करो. कौन से? केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर. अगर केमिकल्स यूज़ किया तो फिर से प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करेगा. क्या करेगा? पॉल्यूशन. तो हमें केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर की जगह पे ऐसा क्या यूज़ करना चाहिए जिसकी वजह से ये पॉल्यूशन की प्रॉब्लम ना रहे. Now we come to our very important point. So we switch to organic farming. So now what we will use, instead of chemical fertilizers, we will be using organic farming. Now what is organic farming? We have seen, or you have came in contact with this term organic. इससे पहले भी organic कहीं पे आया था. If you can remember that particular point, there were two things required. माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स कौन से टाइप के हैं और वो कौन से ऑर्गेनिक मैटर पे फीड करता है, वैसे ही वो बायोगैस हमें देगा. वहाँ पे ऑर्गेनिक मैटर आया था. दैट वाज इन सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट. बट हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स, in which instead of chemical fertilizers we are using organic fertilizers. Why we are using organic fertilizer? Such that it won't harm the environment, such that it won't create any pollution in the environment. ठीक है. So instead of chemical fertilizers, we started to switch and we started to using organic farming. Now this organic farming is used as a biofertilizer. अभी ये organic farming कैसे use होगा? They will be used as biofertilizer. Now came here the point, our today's topic, microbes as biofertilizer. अभी biofertilizer है, bio यानी कि with the help of any organism you are creating or you are fertilizing your particular soil. That is known as biofertilizer. अभी ये organisms as a fertilizer कैसे act करेंगे? वो plants को growth और development में कैसे help करेंगे? Then comes the point. Organisms, ये अभी definition है biofertilizer की. Organism that enrich nutrient, that gives nutrient and they give nutrition in enrich यानी कि जिसमें सारे के सारे एलिमेंट्स हों, जिसमें सारे की सारी रिक्वायर्ड थिंग्स जो प्लांट को चाहिए वो सभी चीज कौन दे रहा है यहाँ पे, ऑर्गेनिज्म। और वो दूसरी चीज क्या करेगा, दे विल इंक्रीज द न्यूट्रिएंट क्वालिटी ऑफ द सॉइल। अभी वो प्लांट को, ऑर्गेनिज्म प्लांट को एनरिच कर रहा है, यानी कि सारी की सारी रिक्वायर्ड चीज दे रहा है, तो वो दूसरे एंड पे क्या कर रहा है, उसको और प्लांट की क्वालिटी को क्या कर रहा है, इंक्रीज कर रहा है, उसकी क्वालिटी अच्छी बना रहा है। सो ऑर्गेनिजम्स that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil, if they will enrich the nutrient quality of the soil, then they will be able to provide proper growth and development of plant. But ये organisms कौन से हैं जो ये soil को enrich कर रहा है और plants को growth और development provide कर रहा है? वो organisms they are written here: bacteria, algae and BGA. Bacteria you know, algae you know, BGA, that is blue-green algae, also known as cyanobacterium. In 11th standard, you must have learned this 5 kingdom classification system given by R.H. Whittaker, जिसमें सारे के सारे classification आप पढ़ चुके हो. You must be knowing what is bacteria, what is algae, what is BGA. BGA is nothing but blue-green algae, also known as cyanobacterium. तो हमने अभी तक जो पढ़ा वो क्या था, केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर की वजह से पॉल्यूशन हो रहा है, उसकी जगह पे हम यूज कर रहे हैं ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग। दैट इज ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग की वजह से क्या एग्जैक्टली यूज कर रहे हैं, बायो फर्टिलाइजर, यानी कि क्या, ऑर्गेनिजम्स दैट आर एनरिचिंग पर्टिकुलर सॉइल and they are enriching that quality of soil such that they can provide proper growth and development to plant. Organisms कौन से देखें, algae, bacteria and blue-green algae, they are also known as cyanobacteria. So this was till here. I hope यहाँ पे आप सबको clear है। अभी हम थोड़ा आगे बढ़ेंगे। Now we have seen what is microbes in biofertilizer. उनका रोल क्या है, अभी तक हमने ये देखा कि माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स क्या करते हैं, बायोफर्टिलाइजर क्या है उसकी डेफिनेशन देखी, कौन से ऑर्गेनिज्म होंगे वो देखे, हम बायोफर्टिलाइजर क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं हमने वो देखा। अब उसके एग्जांपल्स देखेंगे, ठीक है। फर्स्ट एग्जांपल इज राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया। द नेम इटसेल्फ सजेस्ट राइजो यानी कि रूट्स, ऐसे बैक्टीरिया जो कहाँ पे रह रहे हैं, रूट्स में रह रहे हैं, और वो रूट्स में क्या कर रहे हैं, what they are doing in roots and exactly which type of roots. So rhizobium bacteria are the bacteria which are present in the roots of leguminous plants. कहाँ पे present होते हैं, for example this is plant, this is the roots of plant, then this particular plant that is leguminous plant, उसके roots में कौन होंगे, rhizobium bacteria. उनका function क्या है, you all know, plant require nitrogen but they cannot take direct from the atmosphere. Atmosphere से उन लोगों के पास they don't have hands like us, like giving us one particular dish, we can take our hand, we can take roti and we can eat. They cannot do like that, don't have hands. They cannot take it from atmosphere which is present in the atmosphere. Nitrogen जो atmosphere में present है वो plants नहीं ले सकते, तो उसको help करने के लिए intermediate की तरह से rhizobium bacteria आएंगे. So, what is the function? They take atmospheric nitrogen. Rhizobium bacteria क्या करेंगे, अगर plant नहीं ले सकते तो कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है, चलो कौन आ गए, rhizobium bacteria. They will take atmospheric nitrogen. They will convert this atmospheric nitrogen into organic form. There comes the point. They will take atmospheric nitrogen and they will convert it into most important organic form. This organic form then can be consumed by plants. तो plants को atmospheric nitrogen provide करने के लिए, उसको organic matter में convert करने के लिए कौन important role play करेगा, rhizobium bacteria. Again, the function of rhizobium bacteria is they take atmospheric nitrogen and convert to organic form. यानी कि एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया किस में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, ऑर्गेनिक फॉर्म, और वो कौन यूज करता है, इट इज यूज्ड बाय रूट्स ऑफ द प्लांट, और ये रूट्स में से पूरा का पूरा इट विल बी ट्रांसफर्ड टू द होल पार्ट्स ऑफ द प्लांट, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल इज एजोटोबैक्टर एंड एजोस्पाइरिलम। इसको याद रखने के लिए अगर आपको ट्रिक चाहिए, अगर आप याद रख सकते हैं, इट्स टोटली फाइन. इफ यू कैन नॉट, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर अबास, ABAZ. AB यानी कि एजो बैक्टीरियम, A and B. AZ यानी कि एजो, AZ, Azospirillum. So Azobacter and Azospirillum. You have to remember these two names. This is the second example of microbes as biofertilizer. This is very simple. This is very simple, sweet and short. They are just fixing nitrogen and they are free living in the soil. They are nitrogen fixing bacteria and they are free living in the soil. वो कहाँ पे रहते हैं? In the soil. And what is their function? They are fixing nitrogen and they are providing it to the plants. These both examples are based on fixing nitrogen. Rhizobium were also converting nitrogen into organic form. Azotobacter and Azospirillum are also responsible to fix the nitrogen and they are free living in soil. Rhizobium bacteria are staying in the roots of leguminous plant. In today's lecture, we discussed about basic of why microbes is used as biofertilizer. हम लोग क्यों microbes को as a biofertilizer यूज करते हैं? Biofertilizer यानी कि कैसे? पहले केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर यूज होते थे, उससे पॉल्यूशन ज़्यादा हो रहा था. उससे क्या हो रहा था? एनवायरनमेंट वॉज पॉल्यूटिंग मोर एंड मोर. उसकी जगह पे हम लोग कौन सी चीज़ स्विच करने लगे, कौन सी चीज़ यूज़ करने लगे? वी स्टार्टेड यूजिंग ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. उसमें बायो फर्टिलाइजर यानी कि ऑर्गेनिजम्स दैट एनरिच न्यूट्रिएंट क्वालिटी ऑफ द सॉइल. सॉइल में न्यूट्रिएंट क्वालिटी एनरिच करते हैं, नाइट्रोजन फिक्स करते हैं. कई सारे एलिमेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जो प्लांट्स को प्रोवाइड करते हैं और प्लांट्स के ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट करवाते हैं. कैसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं? बैक्टीरिया, एल्गी एंड ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी, जिसको हम साइनोबैक्टीरिया बोलते हैं. दो एग्जांपल्स देखे हमने. फर्स्ट एग्जांपल वाज दैट ऑफ राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया. राइजो यानी कि रूट्स. तो ऐसे बैक्टीरिया जो लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स के रूट्स में प्रेजेंट रहते हैं और एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन को लेके वो ऑर्गेनिक फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट करते हैं और वो फिर कौन लेता है? इट इज यूज्ड बाय प्लांट. सेकंड एग्जांपल वी हैव सीन इज दैट ऑफ एजोबैक्टीरिया एंड एजोस्पाइरिलम. उसको याद रखने के लिए अब्बास एज ए ट्रिक याद रखनी है. वो दोनों के दोनों नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं और दे आर प्रेजेंट फ्री लिविंग इन द सॉइल. आई होप दिस लेक्चर इज क्लियर टू यू ऑल. यहाँ तक का आपको पता चल गया होगा. If not, repeat this lecture again and again till the time you get clear. And I will provide you notes as PDF form. I want you to write that notes in your notebook such that you get clear with each and every points and each and every details. So thank you so much and stay tuned for the next lecture.